Selecting witnesses for your trial is one of the most important decisions that will be made in your case. Your input in selecting what I call before and after witnesses is an important part of the case where you can really help. I'm not talking about expert witnesses such as doctors, engineers, or economists, because these witnesses are usually chosen by your lawyer. And I'm not talking about fact witnesses such as bystanders who are selected because they have some knowledge about what caused the death or injuries to my client. I'm talking about ordinary folks who can explain to a jury about how the accident has affected your life. As a board-certified civil trial lawyer, one of the most important things that can be done to help us win your case is to provide high-quality before and after witnesses. What I mean by before and after witnesses is this. These are witnesses who will come to court, take the stand, and testify on your behalf to help explain to the jury what your life was like prior to the accident and since the accident, how your life has changed. Unfortunately, most lawyers and many clients wait until a few days before their witness list is due, and they scramble around and pick these key witnesses without much thought or care because they consider them a waste of time and unimportant. In a wrongful death case, the before and after witnesses are critical to help a jury understand the devastation and pain that the spouse, children, and other family members have endured by the loss of their loved one. These witnesses can share stories and memories to help a jury begin to grasp the monumental loss. There's no other way to adequately communicate this loss through doctors or my clients. This can only be done by good before and after witnesses. And for a brain injury case, the before and after witnesses are the best people to help the jury understand the subtle things like personality changes or behavior changes and the frustrations that go along with a brain injury. In a brain injury case, the more before and after witnesses we can call, the better. Now, I've talked about death and brain injury cases, but before and after witnesses are still a key factor in all injury cases. They're even more important in the less serious injury cases because the jury has a hard time seeing the physical injury and doubt that you're injured at all. With good before and after witnesses, we can help them understand the effects of a simple injury and how it affects the quality of your life. As a trial lawyer preparing a case for trial, I need to create a moving and compelling case that a jury can follow, understand, and feel motivated to help my client. I want to convey as much human feeling without going overboard to help the jury understand the frustrations and pain my clients feel every day. This can really only be done with ordinary folks, not with experts or by my client. Before and after witnesses can do this because they come into court without any financial motivation, and they are not polished and professional witnesses. They are truly the human connection that is often lost in trial. They are great at sharing information that the jurors will relate to. They explain the life stories of my client from the same point of view as a jury would see if they knew my client, without sounding like a complainer, a whiner, or a paid witness. A before and after witness gives the jury a testimonial about my client and their life. It's honest and believable. And a good before and after witness has virtually nothing that the defense can use to discredit them. In any injury or death case, a very important aspect that the jury trial needs to work on is that they have to really like my client. If a jury does not connect with a plaintiff, a predictable loss of the trial will follow. I've learned over the years that the best way to connect a jury with my client is by having other people speak highly about them and not to have my client talk about themselves. One thing that does not work is when the plaintiff takes the stand and complains to the jury about all of their own problems and how it has affected their life and how it has affected all of their activities. I've seen juries after juries just turn their backs on the complaining plaintiff. That is why your before and after witnesses are so important. Rather than you taking the stand and talking about your problems, I like to call your before and after witnesses and let them explain your problems. They can also tell the jury about how happy you were with your life prior to the accident, how physically active and how financially stable you were. They're able to talk about all the good things that you've done for other people. They're able to share stories of what your life was about and what a great person, mother, father, worker, manager, or friend you are. They will talk about how they found out about your injury and how they were concerned for your health and how they've watched you deteriorate and suffer over time due to the injuries caused by this accident. Also, your before and after witnesses can tell a jury about the subtle things that have changed in your life that your doctors would never know about. Things such as your energy level and how you were like the Energizer Bunny before the accident, and now you're tired all the time. They can explain things like your mood changes, your depression, your fears and concerns. These are all important aspects of your life that have been changed by the accident. And these are just some examples of what before and after witnesses have done in other cases that I have tried. I can tell you that when you select the right before and after witnesses, it takes away the whole defense that you are faking your injuries. In almost every single case that I have taken to trial, the defense has insinuated that my client really isn't hurt as badly as they say they are. The insurance company doctor will take the stand and suggest that when he examined you, you were not injured. However, after I show the jury how much the defense doctor has been paid to come in and say you are not hurt, and then I contrast this with your before and after witnesses who are not paid, this polarizes the credibility between you and your nice witnesses and the lying defense team with the lying doctor. More often than not, the jury will side with your before and after witnesses because they have no financial interest in the case. They will begin to severely doubt the insurance company doctor and the insurance company defense lawyer's suggestions that you are faking your injuries for money. A question that I get all the time is, how many before and after witnesses am I allowed to call to trial? The answer is that some judges limit it to 3, and occasionally judges will allow 4 or 5. It depends on the case and the types of injuries involved in your case. So how should you select your before and after witnesses? Obviously, it's important to select people who knew you very well before the accident, as well as after the accident. I've had some before and after witnesses who were my client's managers, co-workers, or my client's landlord. Sometimes a before and after witness is a best friend, a neighbor, or a minister. It's important that your before and after witnesses are able to communicate clearly so that a judge and jury will be able to understand what they are saying. No one is expecting them to be a professional public speaker. And I can tell you that some of the best witnesses I've ever seen were just nice people who spoke from the heart. The jury really admires a before and after witness's courage to come to court and say nice things about my client. So once you have a list of people who may be good before and after witnesses, we will sit down and discuss who would be the best witnesses for your case. Then I will suggest that we call each of them to talk about their ability and willingness to help you. We want to get their permission before we add their names to any witness list. This is a matter of courtesy. I've had a few clients tell me that they don't have any good witnesses to call because my client has made so many mistakes in the past. Mistakes such as problems with crime, addiction, or other challenges that cause them to believe that they have no good before witnesses. But this should not be a worry. Everyone loves a redemption story. Anytime a person overcomes difficult obstacles in their life, they come back better and stronger. These are the stories that really help a jury empathize with my client. In this situation, we will look for witnesses that will talk about how hard you've worked to do the right things to get your life back on track, and how hard you've worked to overcome the handicaps that you have now been forced upon you by someone else's negligence. In conclusion, the selection of your before and after witnesses is a very important part of building the team that will be presenting your case to a jury. Think about who in your life might be a good witness for your case and could help a jury understand how the negligence of someone else has changed your life. Because they are real people, just like the jurors, and have an understanding of the impact that the injury has on you, they can be much more effective than experts. The time that you invest now in selecting the best before and after witnesses may affect your recovery and ultimately the rest of your life.